Okay, so if you're not familiar with the X4, it's basically fly around in space, build your own company, basically, or empire type deal. Which you, if you want to, you don't have to. There's all kinds of, you can basically do whatever you feel like in this game. However, somebody was kind enough, or a group of people were kind enough to do a Star Wars Total Conversion mod. Put a lot of time into this last year. Maybe a little, was it? Yeah, it was mostly last year. But it's pretty good. So yes, this is a far, far away mod. I'm just waiting for the different ships and stuff to fly by. We don't have to because it's just get started. But anyway, this one that I'm going to be playing, this playthrough is, or not too terribly far. I've got, I think, 3 space stations built, 4th one getting built. Who are we aligned with? We are aligned with the Corporate Sector Authority. If you watched, what was it, the latest series over on Disney for the Star Wars stuff, Andor, that series took place basically in CSA space, which is because it's post breakup of the Empire. Well, this is, but the series wasn't. Was it post Empire? Was Endor post Empire? No, it wasn't. Empire was still running around. That's right. Sorry, it was pre Rogue Star Wars. What the hell was it? Rogue One. It was pre Rogue One movie because Andor is one of the characters in Rogue One. So Andor, the series, took place before then. So it's pre Empire breakup for that series. However, this is post Empire breakup. And the CSA is basically to the east side of the Republic, or Empire, whatever you want to call it. And we've been affiliated with them. And the Mandalorians a little bit. Why those two? Because I did a run previously where we were aligned with the Republic or the Empire, and it's fun. It's fun enough. But running around in Star Wars destroyers all the time gets kind of old. So we're doing something a little different. This does have Admiral Fenny. No, it does not. Unfortunately, this game we are not unable to name people, but we are able to rename bases and ships. But we cannot actually rename people. So there's that. So this is where I'm currently sitting. This is my biggest ship that I own, which is a
Crusader Corvette.
Crusader Corvette, which is a Mandalorian ship. It's a Corvette. It's actually a Mandalorian Crusader. It's a Corvette class ship. It's probably the best of the Corvettes that I'm aware of, at least. Why? Because it's got a lot of guns on it. It's basically got those these 3 turrets on each side. Well, actually 6 turrets total. Those are mainly designed for shooting down smaller craft like fighters. And then up top it's got a quad laser up here, which could be used for pretty much whatever. Currently it's assigned to shooting down missiles. And then on the underside of the ship it's got 3
Refined Goods Complex. Crusader Corvette.
3 heavier, they're basically turbo lasers. But they're basically best at shooting at medium-sized ships like this one is. So the other Corvettes don't have usually a whole lot of those. Usually they're lucky to have 1. This one has got 3. So better than a Corvette Stingray. Everything's better than a Corvette Stingray. How many people hate me now? Anyway, so this is our flagship. Now as far as other stuff that we own. So on the left hand side, this is all the stuff we currently own. So we have 3 stations. Actually, this actually have 4 stations. This is the one currently building, waiting for parts to, happen. So anyway, it's building currently. Yes, you get to build space stations. You get to design them and everything. And as far as this is our military ships that we currently own. So we started off in an ARC 170, which is a Old Republic type fighter, heavy fighter. It's they're pretty cool. They're fun. They're basically 3-man fighters. You got a pilot, co-pilot, and a gunner. You can only really fly them. Most of the gunner positions don't work because this is a mod. This is not an official game, so this is a mod. So not everything quite works the way it's supposed to, but it's close enough. But anyway, yeah, so we have 2 ARC 170s for heavy fighter roles, and then we have 2 B-wings. I believe these B-wings are the kind sorry, not B-wings, Y-wings. The Y-wings are, I think these are the Mandalorian versions of the Y-wings. I think. We used to have 4, but we had a fight and, we lost 2 Y-wings in the process. It happens. And we also have a Lancer. This is a medium-sized ship. I guess we can actually look to see what this looks like a little bit better. Zoom out. Okay, so the little reddish orange area, this is Mandalorian space. So you can buy ships here. So the Lancer I was just talking about, that's this thing. So this is a Lancer. I was flying around this one for a little while. It's basically got 4 heavy cannons, forward-pointing things on this thing, and it's got a big heavy turret on the top. It's a fairly effective ship for its size. What it does, it kills stuff. It's good at it. So that's that one, and then small stuff. So the BTL, yeah. So these are the Y-wings that we are currently using to set this up. So again, they have 2 forward-firing lasers. They got a turret, ion cannon, and then they got 2 torpedo launcher tubes, so which are basically, I think, medium-sized missiles. Again, this is a bomber. They're slow. They're very slow, but they're really good at killing
I was asked to drop my cargo.
Larger ships. That's what they do. And we says that one, and then the one that we're currently flying around in is the Crusader up here. And that's pretty much the loadout it's working with. So again, the 3 underneath, these are the dual turbo lasers that are good for, basically taking on other medium-sized ships. And then the dual laser cannons, those are mainly for shooting down fighters, and then the quad laser up top is can be used for shooting down fighters, and also, but again, its role right now is to shoot down missiles. So those are our ships currently that we have.
My name is Veronica, and welcome to Gimpy's Twitch channel. If you are enjoying what you are watching, please click the follow button in the lower right corner of the video screen. That way you will be notified by Twitch when Gimpy goes live. You can also find Gimpy on YouTube, where he posts previous episodes and highlights of the stream. Just scroll down under the video screen and click the YouTube button in the About section. Then click the subscribe button to follow. Also, please click the like buttons on his videos. You will make him feel better about himself. That's it. Thanks.
Yep, thank you, and happy Saturday. I'm not shopping for an SSD because I don't have one in the game yet, or in this mod. Remind you of Homeworld ships? Those are Star Wars ships. So... okay, we do have a small problem with this guy. This is a dreadnought that's floating around in this... we have a station here. This is Cantonica. This is kind of like the headquarters for the CSA. And for some reason, they don't want to deal with this dreadnought. That it's not always... it's acting like a pirate, but it's not always a pirate. Sometimes, once it starts seeing, tasty little freighters, it starts getting aggressive. But the CSA isn't dealing with it. And unfortunately, it's harassing my freighters, because I have a station here. But I also have freighters that are flying around doing stuff too, making money for us. It's all Latin to you? Oh, it's okay. SSD would solve all the dreadnought problems. A dreadnought would solve the dreadnought problems. That's the thing. Again, he's just being a dick. He's just flying around harassing freighters. Not just mine, but others as well. But nobody's wanting to take care of him. And I'm basically just trying to save up my money until I can buy my own dreadnought or something bigger and go after him. Speaking of, so what's the goal? Well, first of all, we have to... The newest goal is to this thing. So this is our newest station. It's a scrap facility. We're going to be using it to process scrap. The CSA is currently at war with these guys, the purple, whoever they are, I forget their names. ICG? I think that's them.
Requesting permission to dock.
Yeah, ICG.
Docking permission granted.
So these are all the different factions on the left. So these are all Star Wars factions. White numbers? Good. Red numbers? I mean, they don't like us so much. Anyway, currently the CSA is at war with the Independent Commerce Guild. Those are the purple guys to the south. We've been helping with that. Hut Cartel is no big deal. Sith Empire is in here somewhere floating around. I know where they are, actually. Unknown Threat, Yuzan Vong are here as well. The Empire, well, it's actually not, yeah, the Galactic Empire is still here, but they've been split into different things. So we've got the Galactic Empire, the Imperial Ascendancy is technically them, and the New Republic is basically between them, so they get to, you know, deal with all that kind of fun stuff. But like I said, we're basically dealing with, or we're friends with the Corporate Sector Authority and the Mandalorian Death Watch. So those are the ones we're most friendly with at the moment. And that little freighter, or that dreadnought, is part of the Valerian Syndicate, VLS, which we're for some reason our reputation with them is going up because I think we're doing business with them through trade. But that particular dreadnought keeps going rogue, and we don't know why. So basically what it means is when it goes hostile and we're capable of doing it, we're going to kill it because it's just a hassle. It's just slowing down the whole trade market in this sector. So yeah, so those guys. Having said that, oh, we're going here to look at my little scrapyard. The scrapyard is here in this system. It's Delout, whatever. This thing, the system here, we're positioned next to this gate that goes down to this system. And the reason we're building here is because these two systems are on the border with basically the war systems, right? There's a lot of conflict happening in these, which means there's a lot of scrap as far as ships go. Basically, see everything that's gray? Those are ships that have been destroyed, which means they can be scrapped, as long as you have the material or the tools to do it, which that's what we're building a station for. Once we get the station built, different parts, not a lot of scrap right now, but see, there's a little hostile ships flying around in here. Not our concern at the moment. It should be, but we're busy, you know, trying to get established a little bit better. But anyway, so this is the station we're currently building. And again, this is just the spine. At the top, these are just two standard docks for small and medium-sized ships.
I was asked to drop my cargo.
Which will be the main business for the station for the most part for now. Down below, this is going to be storage that we need to get built before we start building our solar panels to produce power for the station. That will, you know, power the different stuff, specifically. Not you guys. Processing. So we're going to need scrap processing and scrap recyclers. So these guys will just basically pull up all the scrap ships up here. They get processed, get turned into materials that we will sell or use for ourselves. That kind of stuff. But anyway, so again, that's still in the process of being built. And like I said, we have 3 other stations that are out there making money. So this is our biggest one. It's all storage down at the bottom. As you can see, I got a little bit of a same type of look to my stations. They're all basically going to look the same. I don't get very too inventive. I just stick with what works for me. So those guys, and then you've got this is a logistical stuff. So you have energy cells, what kind of storage you have, production units. So in this case, making silicon wafers, graphene, refined metals, superfluid coolant, and water. We have drones to help with stuff out. And then that stuff, once it gets made, it goes into storage, and then it goes into any other production that would be farther down the line, like smart chips or Durasteel plates, and then produce that stuff and then sell it. That's the general idea. The station currently has 3.1 million in its account, although it's have a budget of 18 million. Transaction log. So this is with the money that this particular station, how it's been doing for the last 60 minutes of game time. So again, stuff, when it jumps up, that means we're selling. When it goes down, that means we're buying. So yes, we do buy some materials as we need them and sell stuff as we can sell it. So again, that's just that particular station. Let's see what else. There's our statistics for all kind of the fun stuff. Inventory don't care about, not right now at least. This is our account management. These are shows our 4 stations and what they're doing. So how much money they have in their account. That's basically to buy stuff and the result of selling stuff as well. Number on the right, that's how much money we currently have to use for however we choose to use it. And operating budget of 18 million. And the importance of the budgets is that if the general idea is if they make it over their budget, if they have more than enough money to cover their budget, you can just accept the estimate and it'll take all the excess and send it into your main account. Or you can just, take it. You can just take whatever you want, but you don't have to. Or you can give the money to the station too. But this one's doing fine, so we don't need to worry about that. We'll accept its estimate, so we get 500 grand from that one. This one's a little over 2, so we'll accept that. And just come in here every now and then to see if they're doing well. In the station, it's doing okay. It's just not making what it needs to be making to cover budget. No big deal. And this is the new one, the scrap facility, which once this thing is up and running, it's going to be making lots of money. The problem is they're very expensive to get up and running. But once they are, oof. Okay, so account management. Now this is all the personnel. So you got cap. So yes, each ship has crew. They've got a captain, they've got service crew, they got marines to repel people or that kind of stuff. Yes, you can capture ships in this game. It's not easy, but you can do it. But yeah, will we actually ever do it? I don't think I've captured a ship in a very, very long time. Found strays out there. Hey, Ring, welcome back. Grim Dawn announced they'll release a new large patch, I think, at the end of August. Grim Dawn? Really? Jeff will be happy. This is our transaction log. So this is how we're doing financially, basically. And you can look at... so, in the last 6 hours, this is how our money has gone. So up, 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 big up, sell, sell, sell. Or sorry, this is buy, buy, buy. Then it goes up, up, up. Like Grim Dawn a lot. It's a good game. But I didn't realize they were still supporting. I thought they had moved on. So anyway. And yes, the game is still running in the background. So while we're sitting here looking at stuff, the game is still happening. It's real time. So. Oh, in the station, the little red exclamation point means they need a manager. So. Dun, dun. So basically we need to go look at our personnel and see who a good potential manager is. So personnel management. Managers. So this is our best manager currently, the captain of one of our mining ships. There's another manager right there. These guys are... Oh, look at the service crew. That's a good one there, I guess. So on one of our mining ships. And basically the crews on your ships learn stuff as they're doing things. Not necessarily what you're looking for, but as you can see on this miner, this guy has learned how to be a manager somehow, which is fine. Again, our captains are doing fine. We don't want to change them over. So what's it going to take you? Assign you as a manager.
Permission to
gonna go work here for us as a manager. Ta-da. So that should be set, right? Yes, so now we have a manager. And now that we have a manager, we can start assigning some ships to it, this station, to get some stuff done. Like miners, freighters to bring in supplies, that kind of thing. You're surprised? I'm like I said, because they moved on from Grim Dawn. I forgot. What was after Grim Dawn for them? I don't remember. I know Jeff knows, but I don't remember what it was. And I thought like I said, I thought they were done. Okay, so I have almost 13 million to spend. I need a couple of freighters for this station. Just so it can get the supplies it needs to, you know, build stuff. So we want to go to, I think the Mandalorians have basically the best of the medium-sized freighters that we want. So we go medium, and we want the SAP-S class freighter. High preset.
I was asked to drop my cargo.
So we like these guys because they have guns to protect themselves. Not all of the freighters do, but these guys actually have a decent amount. They've got they've got 2 repeater cannons on the nose, and then they've got they've got a dual turbo laser somewhere. I'm guessing, yeah, that's it there. And then they've got 2 point defense cannons on the sides back here, basically for shooting missiles and fighters and that kind of thing. So anyway, I'm going to take you, but first we're going to take a lesser amount of Marines. I take 10 and then max out on the crew. Why am I doing this? Because I don't need Marines so much. But the crew, like I said earlier, is they're picking up experience doing other stuff. As you're doing, you know, doing the freighter thing, they're picking up experience how to do other things. And as they level up and we need somebody to do a particular role, we go through our personnel list like I just did and see who's available and see who's the best for the job. So anyway. So, going to add this to our shopping list. It's going to cost us 3 million. But I want more than 1. I want 3. Okay, so it's going to take 4 minutes each to get those built. So I'll have to wait on that, and we're down to 4 million. And I should probably start investing in some of these other ships we're going to need. Some smaller size ones. Mandalorians, I believe, have them. The tugs. We need these tugs in order to haul the scrap around, so we're going to have to start buying these as we're able to. These guys again, I preset just to make sure they get all the stuff they need. The crew, it's not bad to have Marines on these. Because the way right now is we have a general order to everybody in the fleet, or all our ships have a general order that if they run into a abandoned ship out in the middle of nowhere, they are supposed to send somebody over and claim the ship for us. And that's what the Marines actually do. You don't use your service crew for that, you use Marines. So that's why almost every ship has at least 2 Marines on it, typically. Usually. And these are one of the smaller ships too. So anyway, so if they ever run into a abandoned ship out in the middle of nowhere, one of the Marines will go out and go claim it for us. So that's why we're having that. So how many of these are these cost $1 million each? Oof. Roughly. How much money do I have again? 3? We'll just grab 2 for now. Just to get them built. So those freighters are going to be ready in 3 minutes. If a tug gets into battles, does it become a tug of war? No, it becomes a tug of scrap. They have no weapons on them. They have no weapons. So, that. So just basically waiting for those ships to be built. We're gonna again send these freighters over to
Requesting permission to dock.
the scrap station or factory facility, scrap facility, and have them work for that because it needs building supplies and that kind of thing. And we need more money too. So while we're up here, we actually don't need to. We can actually, while this is all happening, we can do other stuff. Like, oh, I don't know. Where should we go? Let's see, all this stuff has to get built. Building stuff on the station is not done in 2 seconds. It takes time. But we're going to send you back down to the front lines. You don't want to see trade right now. So the front lines are basically here. So we're going to send our little fleet. I think there's somebody here we can touch. The little orange head and shoulders, it looks like that's somebody I think we can talk to about a mission. So we're going to go down there and dock.
The ship will be undocking soon.
So you have options with your ships. This particular ship does have a crew. I can either take command of it and fly the ship myself, or I can just do what I just did and tell them where I want them to go and what to do.
Can I help?
Go. They would have taken off eventually, but sometimes they take too long. Didn't know that electrically charged rats can be edible. Everywhere I see the term food. Rat ions. I don't think you want to eat rat ions, though.
Navigation. Fly to the following position.
Affirmative.
And yes, the crew does talk to each other, as they just were doing. Unfortunately, the ship is not very big. Now, what's cool is if we can manage to get Star Destroyers and whatever, you can actually walk around on their bridges and everything too, which is very movie-like. Although we're not shooting for Star Destroyer, Imperial Star Destroyers this time around. We're shooting for getting Venators, which are the Star Destroyers from the Old Republic, from the Clone War era. Those are the ships we're going to be shooting to try to get. They're a little expensive outside of our reach at the moment, but that's going to be one of our goals later on. That's right, we didn't actually. The ships we get access to through the CDA or CSA. So large light ships, we got the acclimators. I forgot I need to turn the music off just in case, because unfortunately for the mod, it's Star Wars music and I don't want to get nabbed for that. And just turn that down a little bit. Well, it's not so much the game volume, it's the engine. That's the engine doing its thing. It's not
Hello
the game,
everyone.
that's specifically the engine.
My name is Veronica and welcome to Gimpy's Twitch channel. If you are enjoying what you are watching, please click the follow button in the lower right corner of the video screen. That way you will be notified by Twitch when Gimpy goes live. You can also find Gimpy on YouTube where he posts previous episodes and highlights of the stream. Just scroll down under the video screen and click the YouTube button in the About section. Then click the subscribe button to follow. Also, please like and comment on his videos. He won't bite. I promise. That's it. Thanks.
Yep, thank you. And again, happy Saturday. So again, Acclimator. This is a large size ship.
Completed. Zeduria.
If we do the high preset thing, it'll cost us 21 million to buy one of these. These are actually fairly decent. Probably one of the better gunships for the large size. Better than the Dreadnought that's floating around causing trouble. This thing could take it out. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's got 4 ion cannons, which are those things down below. 2 on each side. And it's got 19 quad laser cannons for shooting down fighters. Dual turbo lasers for those. I'm guessing, I think they're up here on the top. I think that's where they are. They're along the side somewhere. Those are mainly for shooting the smaller ships, the medium size typically. It's got the 8 quad turbo lasers. Those are along the sides there. That's for the big fights, or fighting the big stuff. No light Imperial cruisers. Oh, it's got missile launchers too. No light Imperial cruisers. Well, these aren't Imperial ships. These are like Old Republic ships. I mean, it's the Arquitens. I mean, this isn't a cruiser. Oh, it is a light cruiser. Is this the one you're talking about, Skybird? What you're thinking of? This is the Arquitens. But this is the Republic version. Yep, that's what this is. Only 11 million. It's not... It's a patrol craft more than anything else in this game. Again, the 12 quads, again, for shooting on fighters. The 6 Rabbit turbo lasers. Those are the bigger guns that you're seeing poking out there. They're good for, you know, this is a smaller smaller large ship. It's not small, but it's not big. So again, the Acclimator is better. It's bigger, more expensive. Dreadnought, I think, is better as well, being at 18 million. So the Dreadnought's better than the Arquitens. And this is what we'll be going up against, the Troublemaker, as I like to call it. It might not be the same exact build, but this is basically what we'll be going up against. So that's why I want to go either with an Acclimator or maybe a Victory 2. Victory 2s are nice, but start at 33.8 million to get it fully outfitted. No fighters though. This thing can support up to 24 fighters. It's got 5 docks underneath for small ships, and it can support up to 24 of them. So it's got a thing. This is the ship we probably should be shooting for. But again, for this thing to be its full strength, it needs 24 fighters, and each decent fighter is going to cost you somewhere around $1 million. So looks like a wingless Battlestar. It's not quite, but I can see why you would think it's similar. Yeah. If you put the wing, put the pods on the side, yes, it would definitely look like a Battlestar. But it's not a Battlestar. This thing has barely any... Let's see. So 2 small docks can support 10 small ships. And when you mean support the ships, it means that the ships actually have a place to live on this ship when they are properly docked. And meaning they can be repaired, rearmed, that kind of thing. So anyway, we could go, save up money for the Victory, but that's 30, plus million. The Acclimator 2 might be the easier way to go at 21, unless we want to, do Dreadnought at 17 million. And the Dreadnought's okay. Dreadnought's a very solid ship, especially for the price. It has budget Victory. Keeping in mind that I still have other ships too that I'm already using. This one, which is a Corvette, it's not going to stand up to a Dreadnought by itself. But we do have the other. Just out the Lancer, which again, none of this stuff by itself. This little fleet, it probably wouldn't be able to take out the Dreadnought. We probably heard it a little bit, but not quite enough firepower. The Y-wings, though, the torpedoes that they have, they could do some hurt to that Dreadnought. The question is, can the Y-wings live long enough to get the torpedoes off? And that's the hard part, because the the stupid dreadnought's got a lot of turbo laser cannons on it to shoot down fighters. And if you don't do it properly, which the AI usually doesn't, you know, because basically for the dreadnought, you have to come up from behind it, where it can only shoot you like with what, 2 or 3 different lasers. So if you can come up behind it with the Y-wings and put the torpedoes up there, you know, tailpipe basically, it'll do fine. Now where are we? Wow, this is taking forever. Oh, because we're flying through an asteroid belt, isn't it? Oh, the asteroid. The AI doesn't know how to navigate asteroids. Here. And we're headed down into this area. Is this the right area? Cominex. No, this is not where we're going. We're going over here. Okay, let's see if we can fly this thing. Look, asteroids. Name a station Scout's home since you miss Scout so much, but I don't miss Scout. Possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1. You obviously haven't seen me fly through an asteroid belt before. Okay, there's where we're going. That gate. And there's our little escort. The 4 fighters and the Lancer. They don't know what to do. These are the gates that connect the systems. No, there's no hyperspace stuff here. Just the gates. It'll be fine.
Jump completed. Liana.
Dun, dun, dun. So we should be able to fly through this a little bit better. Not as many asteroids here. And yes, the asteroids actually are resources to be mined. Some of them are. Some of them are just rocks that you can fly into and do some massive damage to your ships. Stop it.
Hey Gimpy, it is time to take a break.
No, it's not.
Your next break is in 1 hour.
Okay, well, it's flying. Should be relatively safe. Here. I think this will be okay. I think we'll be able to kill this. I don't know if it will or not. Okay, I'm just going to tell this guy how to get where we're supposed to go. So you dock and wait.
Have new orders. Navigation.
Okay, so while we're taking a break, they will be flying us to where we're supposed to go, and hopefully they don't run into any asteroids in the process. So anyway, I'm gonna get up to some legs, get some water, go check on the dogs, go to see where Rocket is. Oh, never mind, it's only my desk. But anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the dog video.